good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Just thought I'd do a little bit of a video. Today was the day. Can you see my hair? I was going to go and get my hair trimmed round and cut and everything else, and it is flooding outside. I like it. I really love it when it's raining here. Yeah, I just think it's beautiful to have the rain and have the warmth and the sea and everything else. It just brings out a whole different energy here. But yeah, I had to cancel because the roads are flooding. But I was just inspired actually. I just thought, what shall I actually do a little vlog on today? And I thought, let me just talk about the pros and the cons around living here in Vietnam, or the part that I'm living in at least. This is a beautiful part of the country. It's really beautiful. Have you seen some of my, God, that curl is just not doing what I want it to do. But anyway, yeah, if it means that, you're not here with a family, you're not here with a partner, I think I've said this before, or, you're not part of a big expat group because you just turned up or whatever. Yeah, it's not easy. I don't think it's easy wherever you go if you're living as an expat living abroad. You have to really put the work in, put the effort in to meet people. I know I'm supposed to be looking there, but I don't like to. I like to look here. So yeah, I'm still a little bit shy. But yeah, making friends can be pretty challenging. Kind of friends I'm looking for now is not the sort of friends I might have been looking for maybe, I don't know, 20 years ago when I was a lot younger. And now, my focus, my direction, and my wants and my needs have changed. And my biggest thing is I would really love to find a group of people, expats or locals, whoever, doesn't really matter, that have some similar interests as myself. Being able to go out and travel in neighbouring countries, that sort of thing, as friends, not going and joining someone else because they're doing it as a business. Now, this is what I'm finding here. There's opportunities for that. You can meet people that are doing this as a business, and you can feel they become friends, but they're not. They're people that are running a business and they want to give you that friendly bedside kind of manner, and that I don't know if that's the right phrase actually, bedside, but yeah, that kind of manner, what I mean. And it's really lovely because it's welcoming and it's warm and it's it's so it makes you feel like you're part of, that you belong. And then obviously when you come away from doing those type of activities, there's no continuum, unless you want to go out again and do another tour, excursion, and go out and spend money. And that's, I've noticed, that's a way of having some kind of connection and social aspect when living abroad. So keep that in mind. Yeah, here in Nha Trang, for me, it's a real kind of lazy place to be, for chilling, for healing. If you come in here and you need some real downtime, if your spirit and your heart, you feel like you really need to get off that beaten track. And it's a city, there's still things to do, there's places to go and everything. It's a city with a beautiful, beautiful coastal beach line on a bay. And it's gorgeous. I get up in the morning sometimes between 7:30 and 6. I open up my windows and everything, and there's people out there playing, what do you call that thing? Playing, not table tennis, the thing with the shuttlecock. They're playing, and they're out on the beach, or they're walking, they're exercising, locals and expats as well. It's a big culture here around exercise, very, very early in the morning. And yeah, that's how people start their day, and it's amazing. So it's full on. And getting involved in that, yeah, there's gyms, there's yoga classes happening in the morning. I'm not that much of an early morning person to be going out there doing that sort of stuff. And I also, don't know if you've watched my other videos, but I suffer with a bit of fatigue at times, and my body doesn't want me to do certain things, and I'm cool with that. I just have to accept that, that's all right. Doing the yoga and everything else and bending my body backwards like it used. No, that ain't for me no more. My body, my mind, my spirit, my heart wants a much more chill, gentle life, and it's taken me quite a long time to be able to accept that. When I was living in the UK, it was all systems go. Come on, let's do it. Let's go. Let's be busy. Let's let's meet. Let's do. yeah, I don't want that life anymore. It needs to be much more gentler and much more tender and nurturing. And I'm not judging anyone else that is. All good. If that's your bag, that's okay. But yeah, it's taken me a few years to get to a place of acceptance that that is not for me no more. And once I did accept it and let it go, that okay, I'm heading into a different life, with a different focus and a different energy. Things got less complicated because I stopped, I kind of stepped out of denial because my body just wouldn't, having this chronic fatigue stuff that's comes and visits me every now and again. And I think it got a little bit worse during COVID, you know. Yeah, the body, the mind, everything just sort of slowed down like a lot of people's did. I really do need to get my hair done. And also another thing, I'm mixed race and I need products and I can't get products, and it's like I'm going back to see family in London in May, and I'm going to get some products and bring it back because I am telling you the hair is just doing its thing, which is all well and good. It's almost like my life. I have to just let it do its thing, But yeah, I'm not finding any kind of black products where I'm living, and it's something else to consider. If you're needing, specialist health stuff or specialist hair stuff or health stuff, whatever, bring it with you. Bring lots with you, or you actually have to get it imported, and pay a little bit extra. So that's another thing to consider. So yeah, different type of lifestyle, different things. Be prepared about. Be prepared to have a different mindset. That it's going to be slower. It takes time. It's not going to be as easy as as being in your own home country, meeting friends through work, meeting friends through friends, and going out doing mutual things. Like, I used to love going when I lived in London and when I lived in Spain. I used to just love going out into the city to look at cultural stuff, and I love cathedrals, and I love like the museums. I love history. I love exploring other people's history. Like here, I went to a language exercise group the other day to offer young Vietnamese people and students English just for free, just for something to do. And I sat with he was a student Buddhist monk, and it was so lovely to meet him and to learn about his culture, his spiritual practices, and the do's and the don'ts. And he lives in one of the pagodas, the big pagodas here, in the city centre, which is so cool, not far away from the city part of this town. You just go a little bit further out and there's beautiful temples, pagodas, that kind of stuff. And he lives there, and it was so lovely. He had such a beautiful energy, and his smile was huge when he saw and he heard that I was from London, and he made a beeline for me, and me and him were chatting and everything. And really, really lovely guy, and very young guy. I think here a lot of the young guys start off very, very young if that's going to be their calling, and that's their following. So that's what they do. So it was really beautiful to actually have that experience. I really appreciated it, going to a language. It wasn't even a centre, it was in a coffee shop. It's what they do here, to save funds and whatever. The coffee shop owner would just open it up, and people go, it's all on Facebook, or they have a thing here with, apart from WhatsApp, they have Zallo or Yallo, and that's another way to connect, and Telegraph, yeah. And and it's just about getting contacts. And then I've found out there's a few other ones that are being run here as well. There's one in the centre on a Tuesday evening, 7:30 till 9 at the Gold Coast, and there's one in the north on a Thursday, same time. And everything, you can find all that if you're interested in it on Facebook. Yeah, they're advertising all the time. And there's hiking, walking groups here for families, and that's where you can get to really mix with other Vietnamese people as well, and they like to practice their English, and you can practice your Vietnamese. So there's that side of it, to get involved, sort of like to take the sting out of the day when there's, you find that maybe a couple of days, I've been out and about and I'm walking around, and yeah, it's like, the spirit and the energy is very around families, couples, people around holiday, because this is a seaside It's a seaside town basically. Be no different if it was Brighton, Margate, Malaga, um, yeah, wherever. I always make reference to those two places because that's where I lived, so it's what I know. Yeah, Barcelona, wherever, Greece, and yeah, after a while it can get a bit okay. Now what? Now what? I need a little bit more. Need a little bit more. So the reason why I'm kind of bringing this is I am kind of considering to explore going somewhere else. Thailand really pulls me in. I'm doing my first visa run on Tuesday, and I'm really excited. It'll be my third time going to visit Bangkok, and yeah, every time I go there, I'm like, oh, I really love it here. I really do. The only thing that's missing for me is that there's no sea. It's a city, and yeah, there's beautiful. There's some water, some lakes and stuff passing through the river and everything. But when I spent a few weeks there before I came over to Vietnam, I was also very aware you have to be very mindful about your money because it can just be like, oh yeah, spend, spend, spend. It can be a bit like that. It's a city, the the attraction of the lights and everything and the shopping malls. It's a big culture there, the shopping mall cultures, but I love it. I didn't actually I wasn't vlogging then. I only started vlogging since I've been here, just before Christmas, just before New Year actually. And I'm going on Tuesday and I'm going to do my first Bangkok vlog, whatever it might be, possibly in Fortune Town buying a camera. I don't know, just wait and see. But yeah, something keeps calling me there. I watched a couple of people that for the last year I've been watching them. Their pursuits, their ups, their downs, their challenges, and how it can be very lonely. As an expat living abroad, especially as a digital nomad, building up a business, offshoots, having to do other things to support yourself, and things like that. And there's so much more opportunities in a place like Bangkok. But then again, there's the other stuff that I really, really want that Vietnam gives me, which is the slower pace, the chilled out living. It's a lot cheaper here. So it's balancing up. But that's what I'm going to be doing over the next few months, just weighing up, what I want, where I'm going to go. I'm really going to take my time on this and contemplate, what is it I need. And I just wanted to do this look because it may help someone else. Somebody else might be experiencing this as well. Like, yeah, there's days where it's really cool, it's just nice to have that freedom, and I've got the shops around, across the road, and I can take a little taxi bike grab, up to the market or whatever, and yeah, I'll meet up with a friend, and but again, it's the driver who I've made friends with, and will take me out further, and we can do bits and bobs and whatever. It's not a continuation that the continuing on what I'm looking for. I'm also missing the fact that there's not a worship church here. I really got into worship church over the last year or so, and I miss it. I have an online church that I attend on a Sunday, and I know it's where I need to be, and I really love that. It's UK based, and I know in Bangkok they have them, and I know that because I watch this particular person that I follow, and they attend worship church. I like singing. I love gospel. It's something that came into my life a few years ago, and it lifts my spirit, and it draws me closer to what really matters. And yeah, I miss that. There is a couple of churches here. There's one English speaking church, and it's Eucharist Catholic, and I go and I attend sometimes. But it's not the church that draws my heart, so I'm looking for that, and I know they have those in Bangkok. So there's so many ticks, yay, tick, 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 tick for Bangkok. But then there's the other side, and there are neighbouring little islands, and excuse me, and there's places not too far away. I don't think Pattaya possibly is going to be for me. I'm going to go and explore Pattaya when I go for my visa run next week, just for a day trip. I hear it's very robust. Probably would have been suited for me like back in the day when I was out there doing whatever. And then there's Hoi An, which again people say it's a bit of a retirement place, and I'm not quite looking for that, not quite yet. So maybe finding that little place in between. Um, so maybe somewhere that's not too far away. If I really feel like I want the beach, yeah, there I go. I can hop down to there if I'm staying in Bangkok on the outskirts of the city centre of Bangkok. So it's not a heavy, robust city. There's some guys that I follow. I mean, mainly these people that I follow, they're all from the US, and a lot of people from America go over to Bangkok and settle there, and I'm from Canada and other countries too, of course. But there is a big expat community, bigger opportunities to form groups, other stuff as well. You know, I yeah, this isn't a vlog about going, oh yeah, it's nothing's happening there, it's not good here. It's amazing. I mean, the fact to be able to open up my curtains in the morning or my blinds in the morning, and I'm looking at the sea, I open up my window and the breeze, the sea breeze comes in, it's beautiful, and over night time all the little lights shine up on the sea because all the boats are out there, and then the moon comes. I mean, it's absolutely stunning, and I feel so blessed and gifted to have it. But okay, there's more to be had, and I'm not quite ready to be on that retirement tip yet. And there's more to be had. I'm not a person that wants to go to the bars. I don't drink. I'm not into certain food culture stuff. It's just not for me, and that's predominantly the main things that people do here, which I suppose a lot of people do when you go and live abroad. It's how you connect. If you're into, you know, the craft beer stuff and whatever, there is a place here, and I've done a vlog where they offer free pool. They do beautiful sodas. That's what I get when I go there, just have a soda. And yeah, my mate, he had a passion fruit soda. He had it with sugar because he was Vietnamese, and yeah, this woman was saying there's no way the Vietnamese wouldn't have it with sugar. So yeah, it's a cultural thing. So yeah, just I just thought, okay, let me just do an honest vlog of it's amazing living here, but there are things that I'm missing, you know. Missing home, friends and family, the time difference. I mean, I'm 7 hours ahead, and there's times if I do speak to anybody back home, yeah, it's late afternoon or evening time for me, and it's weird because sometimes when it gets to about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I'm like, Brits are waking up. You know, I think about, look at my phone, that's the time, Brits are waking up, and there's a really nice feeling about it. I've almost had my day, then I can sometimes talk to somebody and they're just starting theirs, and all of us, the next day I'm chatting to somebody and it's like, oh, okay, they're just ending their evening, especially if it's someone from America, and that's really special as well. So yeah, just some things to really consider. I mean, really consider. Healthcare here is amazing, I'm telling you. I went to the hospital when I was in the Tran. I had a stomach thing going on, and a friend of mine said, oh, you know, go and check it out, make sure you haven't got a parasite. So I went and I had blood tests. They wanted to do an endoscopy, and I was like, no, thank you. And they'd done loads of different bits and bobs, where normally in the UK, you're like, okay, I'm going to have to wait 6 months now till my legs are falling off, sort of kind of attitude. They're like, we're really sorry, do you mind waiting? And I thought, oh no, I've got to wait days, 2 hours. I was like, bring it on, of course. Yeah, all good, everything. I was there for about 3 hours. They saw me, boom, straight like that. It was all beautifully prepared and was taken care of. So professional and everything. If there are doctors that you see and they don't speak English, then they bring an interpreter in, and it's all good. And everything cost me less than £80. It was insane, you know, everything I got done. And yeah, it's affordable. Even if you don't take out healthcare, it's affordable. And there are also healthcare companies here. I'm not going to start promoting, you know, different healthcare companies. But there are ones here. There's a particular one that a lot of the nomads use here, and I'm not going to mention it because, you know, I'm not promoting it. But yeah, there's opportunities here. You don't have to worry. I mean, there's a couple of older people here that I've spoken to actually, and they're like, no, they're coming here, they're retiring here because, you know, they know they get to a certain age, especially people that are from America and Canada. There's a guy I was talking to who's from Canada, and he's like, why wouldn't I want to live here? it's so cheap to be looked after. And forget in the UK, you know, we get all that for free, don't we? They don't, you know, in those other places like North America and everything else, and other states, all over America and Canada. So yeah, something else to think about, healthcare. Food here is really, really cheap. It's dirt cheap here. I kind of miss the Thai food. There's a little, kind of like a little bit of a difference attached to it. I like spicy food, you know, and you get that a lot in Thailand. There seems to be like a little bit of an influence of like Asian, and I like that. I mean, I love Asian food, you know, I like Indian food. It's probably one of my highest. Yeah, on top of the list, one of them. And then you come to Thailand, and there's a different type of flavour, and it's nice. I mean, the soups here, very big on soups. It's amazing. And I think my main thing is about activities. If you're looking to come here and yeah, you're going to do loads of different stuff and whatever, it's not like that here in this part of Vietnam, you know. When the weather changes and we get into higher season, there's more opportunity to do snorkeling, going out on the boats, going a little bit of island hopping and things like that. But they say this has been the coldest year since. For me, I'm loving it. It's cool. It's cool. I'm loving it, and it's all good by me. Yeah, but it's raining. It's raining hard out there, and I think it's great. But yeah, people, if you come in here for a 2 week, 2 week holiday and it's been raining, it's not great, is it? So a lot of the stuff hasn't really started opening up and happening here yet. And you know what else is great about being here? Oh my goodness. And this is going to sound awful because it's not about being here, and it's not, the greatness isn't here. You're neighbouring so many other countries. I mean, I am going down to Bali in the next 6 months, possibly in June, when I come back from my UK run to do another visa run. It's 4 hours. It's not going to break the bank. It's kind of the same as probably going over to Spain or going over to Greece actually from the UK. It's just under 4 hours, not heavily expensive. And then from there, I could go then to Australia, which is the same as us going over to Spain and Australia. It's affordable, probably not as affordable when you get into Australia because it's very expensive. Or there's Singapore, and then there's Cambodia. And a lot of people do their visa runs here going up to Laos. And it's a 5 to 7 hour bus trip, which I won't do, there and back. So that's like 10, 12 hours. Why do that when I can just fly over to Bangkok in an hour? You know, and I love being in Thailand. So I think I really needed to, and maybe other people did as well. And I know this blog is all about me. And then of course it's going to be to some extent because I'm sharing my experience with you. I am very aware that I came here to experiment and to explore and to feel like, okay, you know, do I really like it here? Do I want to stay? Is it somewhere that I can stay? I'm here at least for 6 more months because the conditions of, you know, the rental staff and flying from here in May to London to see family, then I'm flying back. And then June, July, I'm going to start making more decisions around what I want to do. And another thing, when you do your visa runs, get a multiple visa, because now being here, I can come and go. You know, I don't don't get that one visa. It's an extra $25, which is cheap. You know, which will enable you to go to Cambodia or go back to Thailand if you want, to go up to Laos, or if you want to travel down to Singapore or China. China's just above. You know what I mean? It's a neighbouring country. It's -20 at the moment, so maybe not now, unless that's that's your bag, you want to be cold. But yeah, China is somewhere else I'm going to explore. There's a group of people here that are going, and I might go with them. So being in Vietnam opens up other opportunities. It really does. It opens up other opportunities. Be mindful. There's also that side of it where, you know, I think my very first video was about when the glitter starts dying down. What then? You've got to start generating. You know. And I'm thinking about generating. I'm going to start a blog. I haven't shared this, but I'm also a therapist. and I'm going to start exploring how to start generating, supporting clients, and pulling in more clients and stuff like that, and just bringing it in. I am who I am. What you see is what you get. And yeah, I'm going to start incorporating that a little bit more into these vlogs and supporting people, and I hope it is a support for people. It's not always about the money. Of course, I need to live. Vietnam ain't just going to give it to me for free, because they like my hair, which most people do. But yeah, I need to work as well. I need to make a living. So I'm starting to consider how to go down that road. But yeah, it's just came up today. I just thought, I want to get real. I want to get real, and I just want it, for people to consider what it is they're doing. Consider it. Do your research. Follow other YouTubers. Don't forget, it can be all a bit glitzy with YouTube too. I remember following some people around Thailand and getting to some of the places and being like, oh right, anyway, and yeah, it's all a bit glitzy with YouTube. Just keep on researching. There's people out there that give you the full Monty. Do you know what I mean? That they give you the full download on it. Like where I was before when I was in Da Nang. One of my main reasons for leaving there is because it wasn't as clean, and there's quite a lot of rodents running around. And I'm not saying there's nothing here. I'm not saying there's no rodents in the UK. My God, I'm a Londoner. They're running around all over the shop if you look out for them. But it's so busy there, and it's busy here. But yeah, it's like I was walking, they were running, or I was walking over them. That's how bad it was when I was there. And not to down Da Nang, it's great, especially for expats. So many people go to Da Nang because such a big expat community, and I just wanted something on a bit different tip. It was really traumatizing me, so I decided to come here a little bit further down towards the border of the south, going into the south here. So that was my reasons for leaving Da Nang. And it felt like a good enough reason to come down to here, and yeah, it felt like a really big step towards self-care and looking after myself. So I'm really gathering that I feel this is a really good place. Just to summarise as I'm finishing up here, this is a really good place to come if, like my reasons, just to come. I was burnt out. I was so burnt out. I was exhausted from travelling. I was exhausted from a life that I was living. I was exhausted with work and trying to generate work, and I was working. This is when I was living in Spain, and it was just getting on top of me. And I was like, I'm going away with a mate. This is an opportunity to explore maybe what it might be like having a different type of focus, different type of lifestyle, exploring my challenges of another country. And I've had all that. And coming here, I'm just taking a breather, I need to remember that I'm taking a breather. I'm not in any fixed policy, not in stuck, not in glue. I'm not in anything. I'm taking a breather. And I needed to remind myself of that the other day, because I started feeling a little bit like, what am I doing? I'm just in this really nice apartment, and it's like, it's okay, I'm just here taking a breather. And then when my breather's breathed, when I'm done, I'll move on, and I'll go somewhere else, and maybe take another breather there and have more exploration and have more contacts and do whatever I need to do. And that feels good. Do you know what's really nice? I've got a little teddy bear which comes everywhere with me, and it's called Teepee, and which is everyone calls me P. It's a little play on words. I used to do camping, so it was like a teepee tent, play on words, P. So it comes with me. It's like a little mascot, and I really like that. I used to work for a charity, and someone gave it to me. They actually made it and gave it to me, so it comes along with me, a little teepee. So first time I've noticed him, and he is a him, sitting there, or maybe he's not a him. He's gender fluid. And yeah, anyway, this is me. I'll have to go off on a tangent. So yeah, don't get too down and pressurized. If it means you need to stop, you need to take stock, you need to breathe, you need to rest, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. You know, so it's all good in the hood. All right. Lots of love. God bless. Please like and subscribe. Press that button, press that like, even if you've subscribed, please like and comment, you know, just send me some comments. Don't be shy. All right. Peace and love.